Hello and welcome to Train Sim World 3, where today we are taking the Class 313 on its farewell tour from Seaford all the way to Brighton. So if you like this one, when you hit that like button and also subscribe as we depart from Seaford. Let's jump straight back into the cab and we head towards Bishopston, and that's just 0.8 of a mile. We've got a little bit of we've got a good 2 minutes to get there, so plenty of time, especially when we head into this 70 zone, which I always find quite interesting, that it allows you to get up to 70 on this stretch of track. But hey ho, yeah. So this very much is the farewell tour for the Class 313. It is being retired from service, and pretty much all of the 313s will be scrapped and will be no longer seen, on the railways. So they've come to the end of their natural working life. I guess it's becoming uneconomical for to keep them going, and so they are being retired. As we go along this journey from Seaford to Brighton, I will give you a few tidbits from our good friend Wikipedia. Yeah, hopefully it should be a pretty nice journey. Actually, it's always fun to play on East Coastway. It's a great little route, this, and especially when the addition of the 313 came along. Obviously, it was long anticipated, but it was worth the wait. I think it really did add something to this route, and as we I think we're gonna we'll be fine. We have overrun our stop marker. We're not gonna overshoot, thankfully, and we'll open those doors and we will we'll get unloaded and loaded. So great looking little unit. So almost finishing loading the passengers here, as we can see over at the beach here at Seaford, or should I say Bishopston. Got a caravan park next to us. Let's start locking those doors, and so we're ready to depart. There we go, and away we go. So next up is Newhaven Harbour. 1.4 miles. So the Class 313 was the first of the second generation electrical multiple units, so the EMUs, and they were built back in 1976 and all the way till 1977, so over about a year period. And during that time, 64 of the 313s were built. According to our good friends at Wikipedia, just 10 today are still operational, although that will very much reduce once these are retired in the coming weeks. And 47 of these units have already been scrapped, so there are only a limited number of units left anyway. I believe one of them is currently being operated by Network Rail, and the rest are by Southern. Obviously, in this Southern livery that is really quite fantastic. And so they will be retired, and it will be the end. So they've naturally organised a little bit of a farewell tour, and I thought it would be good to replicate that in Train Sim World 3. So they very much would have been would have been very familiar to passengers on the south coast, because they do operate along the East Coastway and West Coastway, and obviously the Seaford branch where we've just come from. So it's only right that we I thought it would be right to you know, take it for a spin one last time, so to speak, from Seaford all the way to Brighton. I should imagine these operations will be taken over by 377s, I'd imagine. So as we come into Newhaven Harbour here, we'll pretty much bang on for our stop marker, which is good. Let's unlock those doors. There we go. We've got the passengers unloading and loading. We're pretty much on time at the moment. As you can see, the ferry in the background there. And we'll just look at some bushes. Let's jump into the 8 camera. Much easier to use. It's pretty good looking unit. Obviously, power is taken from the 3rd rail, which is typical of this area. Let's lock those doors and we can be ready to depart. There's the bell. So next up, Newhaven Town. This one always catches me out because these 2 stations really are not far apart at all. Oh no. That's the way I want it. Now we're headed into 35. Newhaven Town, just 400 yards, so really not far at all. Give it a bit of beans and we'll come off the power now. Let's head into step 1, step 2. This platform is always shorter than I remember, but it's all good. Kick it in a full service, that should be good. Pretty much bang on time here, so keeping the time for now. This one's always a little challenging to keep to the correct time, as we've got the level crossing here going off, waiting for us to load up and depart. It's the Coastway. Love the fantastic livery on this 313. Let's jump back in the cab, get ready to lock those doors. There's the bell. And away we go. Next stop, Southeast. So as I was saying, this the 313 typically is found on the east and west coastway. In terms of its depot, they are maintained at the Lovers Walk depot, which is just outside of Brighton, and you will see that as we come into Brighton eventually, but you get a better view on the Brighton main line as you depart towards London. Yeah, pretty cool, but there will be no more. They've, prior to being operated by Southern, they would have been under British Rail, Network South East, Silverlink, London Overground, Great Northern, First Capital Connect. So a real variety of operators over the years have operated these 313s. As we head towards South East, we're permitted to get up to 70. So let's try and get there. But top speed of the 313 is 75 miles an hour, so we're pretty close to our top speed there. .7 miles. Ease back off the power now as we're up to 70. is 313 that we're driving now. I think there was a refurbished program back in 2010, 2011. Obviously to keep them going, which I'd say certainly in Train Sim World 3 they look pretty good. To think about our braking point, as we've got another 313 coming in the opposite direction, which is obviously always nice to see. There we go, we'll start to gently apply the brakes now. The platform and length at Southeast is extremely short, so you can't be coming in there too hot, otherwise you're going to end up overshooting. Go, keep applying the brakes now. Oh, not the cab light. It helps if I press the right button. Cruising about 30 as it starts to rain. Well, I didn't expect to be driving in the rain, so this is going to make this a little bit more interesting, especially when it comes to braking. When we stop in the station, we'll put the wipers on. There we go. Right, wipers. I don't think I've put the wipers on here before. We'll go slow for now. That is some weird lighting going on. We'll ignore that for the moment. I suspect that's the dynamic weather in Train Sim World. Obviously this is using Train Sim World 2 weather system, but obviously it has the implementation of dynamic weather, so I suspect that's related to that. So hopefully once we depart from the station it will go back to some more ooh, got a good bit of lightning there. Some more normal lighting. There we go. There's ooh, got to be gentle on the throttle. Even at notch 2 we're getting wheel slip. Can we get a bit of sand going? Yeah, there we go. We probably need to be into fast here for the wipers, but we were getting some real wheel slip action departing from the station there, so we'll have to be careful as we depart from the next couple of stations. If it's still raining, the visibility really has dropped quite some, so got some good lightning effects going on as well. The thunder in the background there. Certainly going to make it interesting. What are we acknowledging here? See, this is not helpful. Hidden behind a bush, but it's all good because we are doing 70 anyway. Wow, the lightning really is starting to pick up now. Just ease off as we've come up to 70. So 1.9 miles to the next station, which is Lewes. And if I remember correctly, the approach into Lewes is extremely slow. So it gets down to, I think, 10 or 20 miles an hour. It really is quite slow. So got to be careful of that, especially in the weather. Got AWS there. We're going to need to be heading down to 40, which is the junction. For the junction, we need to be heading to step 2 actually. Probably ease back to step 1 now, so it's the junction that splits us off towards the Seaford branch, or head towards Eastbourne. I am using the AWS plunger from TS Controllers. Really impressed with this bit of kit. Certainly, you know, the controllers that are made are predominantly for Trainsim Classic. However, because it's simply replicating the Q key on the keyboard, it works absolutely perfectly fine for Trainsim World. I think what Dovetail Games do need to do is bring some proper hardware support so that we can bring more immersive hardware control into the game, because I think it really does make a big difference to the immersion. I've been thoroughly impressed with the AWS plunger. So yeah, maybe only a little bit, but it makes a difference. So there's the 40 that we hit, no problem, and then we'll need to be going down to 20. As I say, this is the slow approach into Lewes. Just ease off now. We can see we'll be taking the junction to the left. And we are probably going to be slightly a little bit late, I think. But that's okay given the weather. There we go. We can see actually we need to be heading down to 10 miles an hour as we go left, so that's fine. We can continue braking. Perfect. So this is the real slow approach. Just certainly feels like you're getting at a snail's pace after, you know, been travelling along at 70 miles an hour. As we've got 377 coming into the station as well. We did. There is another 313 on the left there. Make sure we hit our stop marker. There we go. Unlock those doors and hopefully get a good view of all these trains in the station. We've got 313 there, not in service. We've got our 313 and the 377. It's fantastic. I like it. Love it when you get that busy feeling. Finish loading up, and then we need to be straight out of Lewes. So let's lock those doors. I don't think many people are going to be wanting to go out in this weather, that's for sure. Let's start to pull away. We've got to remember we are still under 10 mile an hour speed limit. Oh. Let's bring it back under control. Go. We can see the next board, which is going to be 55. Just about to make it out between the kind of rain and the fog that's going on. And we can then head towards our next station, which is Falmer. So, give you a proper overview of the East Coastway route. So we've got Brighton here on the left hand side, where we've just departed from, which is Lewes, and then we've got the branch off towards Newhaven and ultimately Seaford, and also you can continue on towards Eastbourne. So we can get going now. So yeah, nice little route this, and you can do some got some variety in the form of the 313, the 377, and there's a couple of freight runs as well, so with the Class 66. So it does add, there's certainly a bit of variety on this route. We can probably head towards notch 4 now of power. once we make it a little bit further, we'll be heading back up to 70 miles an hour. It's a shame you've not been able to see much of the beautiful scenery of East Coastway because of the weather that we're driving in, but it's certainly given us a bit more of a challenge, which I'm not going to complain with. Right, should I say? Chassis's back on the power there. We're going up a 1.1% gradient, so we need to keep that power on, and we will see the 70 board very shortly. There it is. We can head on towards 70 now. So, got to be anticipate our braking point a little bit further ahead of time with Falmer. Given the rain, it feels like it's still raining very, very heavily. So yeah, definitely got to be careful with that. Otherwise, we'll end up just sliding, and that's no good at all. So 2.3 miles to go, a couple of minutes to go as well, so hopefully we should be there pretty much bang on time. Maybe a little late. Probably getting more tidbits about 313. Let's check on our good friend Wikipedia. I think so. These back are slightly speeding there. So 1.5 miles out, probably do a little bit more power. Progress, but it's really quite heavily raining. We will ease off the power now, sort of mile out, so it feels like probably quite a good point to let some of the speed naturally sort of scrub off here. I think we'll start to apply the brakes. It's a weird lighting going on this tunnel. There we go. Speed's come down nicely as we come around this corner. I'm pretty sure the station will come upon us pretty quickly. There, as I say, here we go. We'll keep it in step 2, I think, for now. As we've got another 313 in the station already. There's our stop marker just on the left-hand side. We may end up going past it slightly. I think we may do. I think it's okay. Let's open those doors. Jump out. Get a. I think you guys need to be putting your umbrellas up. It's raining really quite heavily. As we can see, this other 313 is going to be heading towards Seaford. And there's quite a lot of passengers here, but you really need to be getting on the train. Otherwise, one, they're either going to end up very wet, or two, they're going to end up missing it. Because we're going to be departing very shortly. Yeah, I don't know what train you're waiting for. We'll couple away in notch 2 power because we're going down a gradient, so we should be okay. We can up speed quite nicely here. And when it gets over 30, I think we'll head into notch 4 of power. But we haven't got far to go to our next station, which is Moulsecoomb. Really is picking up speed quickly, especially as we're going down a percent gradient, so and we're heading into a 70 as well. Still got lightning, as you can see, just ahead of us. Really are great lightning effects actually. Let's ease off the power here with Moulsecoomb. Heading downhill anyway, so it will start to probably break now. We're probably 0.7 of a mile out, but still we're heading downhill in the rain. The adhesion is going to be definitely a lot lower at this point, so can't quite see the station yet. Visibility isn't great. Can we see? No, we definitely can't see it yet. This really is where route knowledge as a driver would sort of come into play, because yeah, definitely with the sort of low visibility that we've got going on here, you would really struggle to we're just going to full service here. I think we are going to end up overshooting here, I think. Oh no, yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Oh, that's not, yeah, we'll ignore that, we'll pretend that didn't happen. Passengers, see, the rain, the visibility. Trying to play it as realistic as possible, but yeah, it's not to be. We'll gloss over the slight overshoot there. Let's get ready to lock those doors, and we can head to our, I believe, will be our penultimate station, which will be a London Road, and is just outside of Brighton. Okay, picking up speed now. We'll be straight into a 55, so can't go too crazy, and we're less than a mile towards London Road anyway. There's the 55. We'll acknowledge AWS, and I suspect that's telling us that we'll be going down to 30. We're speeding anyway, so whoops. Let's apply the brakes. Another 313 is going in the opposite direction there. It's nice to see so many 313s on our run. So we are, as we pop out the other side of this tunnel, London Road will be straight upon us, so we don't want to be overshooting again, so let's get our speed down. Yeah, we should be good here. The stopping point is actually towards the end of the platform anyway, so we'll creep up. Pretty good for time anyway as well. There we go. You can definitely tell the adhesion is a lot lower in the rain. But pretty good for the stopping marker this time. Get the hang of these brakes. And then we've got 30 just ahead of us, and we'll be straight upon Brighton Station. And we'll get to see Lovers Walk as we head into Brighton as well. So I'll be sure to point that out. Once we've finished loading up. There we go. And away we go. So permitted to get up to 30. But we, as we approach Brighton, we do drop down. There's a bit more lightning. We'll acknowledge AWS. You see we've got a single yellow, so we should be slowing anyway. And you can see 20 there. And you could just about make out Lovers Walk Depot. It's very gloomy. Although what does let it down is there's no units parked in the actual depot, but if you're on the Brighton main line, you definitely see quite a few units sided, in the sidings there. It's nice to see we've got a 377 as well, and another 377. So nice to see it. Brighton Station with a few trains in, but certainly I really would like to see some more trains added to Brighton, because it really would make it feel busy as it is on the Brighton mainline route. It does make a big difference to the immersion. So here we go, as we head towards platform 7, which is where we will be coming to a rest. You can see the rain has stopped, so we'll just slow it down a little bit. Make sure we don't run into those buffers. You can see plenty of people. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Yeah, I would say that's pretty spot on, and gives us a nice little view of the 313 next to a 377, that's for sure. And once these passengers have finished loading, that will bring our farewell tour with the Class 313 to an end. And hopefully you've enjoyed this one. If you have, why don't you hit that like button? And also subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.